Thank you for, expressing it so beautifully. And it is flowing, like your thoughts and your emotions are just flowing, and which is making the conversation so interesting. So I know that a dream doesn't become reality through magic. We all know that dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes the sweat, determination, and hard work. And you have done that. So, as an angel investor, how do you spot talent and how do you nurture it, Prantik?
Yeah. So I think, in that line that you said, Auntie, I think, yes, absolutely it takes, for all the successes one sees, there are lots of failures. And all I'm saying is that yet one should dream because, like in Hindi, they say, at least sapne mein why be miserly, right? At least there is no harm in dreaming. Worst
Yeah.
case, it will not happen. Too bad.
Yes.
But and I think because it all starts with that dream, that idealism, that desire. So when I meet young entrepreneurs at an early stage, at that stage they may have a concept, they may have a PowerPoint, they may have a pilot project. So it's very hard. You are not looking at numbers because there isn't financial numbers to look at. So what I look at is really a few things. One is the problem that he or she wants to tackle or resolve. How passionate is that founding team, one or two or three people, about that problem? So, for example, recently I met a founder, two girls, one in Singapore, one in India. They're very passionate about. They're young moms. They're very capable. They come from the IIMs. They've done corporate career, but they're young moms that they realize that early childhood development is a huge challenge today for working parents, so-called normal children, or even children with special needs. But what was amazing is their depth of their research, their passion for that problem. Because I think to me what matters is that conviction and their deep desire. Because what we have typically seen in entrepreneurs, Auntie, is that you may start with something, and you can keep pivoting and changing different ways of solving. But if someone is really passionate about a problem or has a good conviction, that also is an indication of their resilience, because there'll come so many reasons, 100 reasons for them to quit. But if there is an emotional connect with that problem. So for example, I also met a couple. So they are twins and they were in the neonatal lab. And because of some statistical issue, one of the kids died. When they investigated, it was within statistical variance that an error happened and they died. But what the entrepreneur told me is that, for the hospital, it's a statistical error. For me, it was my child, right? And thereafter, the couple were convinced that, they will give their life to this problem. So there is an emotional connect to that, right? And I have seen them through the pandemic. They've basically come up with a very interesting solution to automate the neonatal lab. So no more manual data taking. Everything is automated so that you reduce human error. So to me, it's that problem that you want to solve, your emotional connect with it. I think that's a huge one. The other is, of course, I love people who want to rally people together to create a team and solve, right? Because entrepreneurship, yes, you can be a solopreneur, you can do things yourself, but if you're trying to scale something, you have to be able to attract different kinds of minds. You have to be able to be secure working with smarter people. So that's another thing which is hard to, there's no formula, but it's a gut feeling when you have, you can't know it in one meeting or a Zoom call. You'll have to spend time with them. You'll have to talk to their peers or friends to get a reference check. But that matters a lot, is how comfortable or secure is a person working with others and collaborate and create an environment where people can thrive. That to me is important. And again, there are small indications. For example, there are some founders ki nahi, this is my company, 100% shareholder. There are some who are like, no, you know what, I want to have two or three co-founders, different skill sets, but we are bound by common values. And I'm okay to share 20% with this person, 10%. So, by definition from the language, you will see if someone is open-minded or gregarious enough in sharing, right? Because at the end of the day, 100% of $10 is less than, 50% of $1 million, right? So that mindset is important कि कुछ साथ में करना है लेकिन कुछ बड़ा करना है.
Collaborative effort.
Collaborative, yeah.
Collaborative.
So these are a few things that an early stage that I would tend to look at, because at that point in time it's the idea, it's the proof of concept, and typically what I've seen is in 4-5 years, like the two entrepreneurs that I was referring to, they've changed their ways, they've found different solutions. But what has remained is that emotional connect, that resilience, that
Yeah.
desire to do something together. And I think put a price to that. I think that matters, I think.
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, see, this is such interesting information you're sharing with us, and the youngsters or anybody who is watching us, live or who will watch us later. Because Prantik, these days it's the trend is like nobody watches it live. Whenever they have the time, they'll sit and they'll
Yeah,
watch it, right? So whenever
absolutely.
I'm sure you are sharing such brilliant thoughts and brilliant ideas, like how you go about it will give them some idea that what are they expected to do and what kind of qualities should they develop in them, or what is the what should be inculcated in them to be a successful entrepreneur. With your knowledge, thank you for sharing your wisdom with them. So